Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ladies, gentlemen, gamers, and fellow Tower of God, Anime Season 2, Core 2 enjoyers and haters. Welcome back. It is I, your glorious host, and my guide, the hairline.
What's up?
We are here to review the next episode, episode 22 of the Tower of God Anime Season 2, Core 2 episode. So, man, what is there really to say? I often think like these things will go pretty short, and I hope they do. At this point, I hope they do for a different reason. Because there's not really much to say. If you've seen the other episodes, you kind of can guess what we're gonna say this episode. I mean, we'll pick it apart, little details here and there, and say why we think the things we do. But for the most part, you kind of know what we're expecting, right? I think the biggest important thing with these is showing you the source material, showing you the manhwa. Because again, you could kind of guess what we're going to say in the episode. But to not ruin the surprise, Adrian, do you want to go first on your opinions of what you thought of this episode? Or do you want me to go first on my opinions?
Yeah, I'll go first, and
Okay,
it'll be
cool.
pretty quick too. So
Nice.
yeah, I didn't like this
Visual aids
episode
here.
very much. There was a lot of important stuff that was supposed to happen here, with Bomb taking the thorn, and I'll admit a lot of the stuff in the manhwa is a bit hard to understand. So this was an opportunity for the anime to like take some stuff and show it better now that there's more context since the story's been out for a while, because some of the stuff's a bit rough in season 2. um but yeah, a lot of the stuff was just done really poorly.
Oh
The
my,
general
look at
considerations,
this.
animation quality, yeah, this fight over here was terrible. It was
Just look
so
at how
hard to
this
watch.
looks. Look at how
It was
just
so hard
freeze
to
frame looks.
watch.
It looks like
Yeah,
terrible.
and that's pretty much what the fights are. They are freeze frame. Look, you unpause it for a second, they didn't move. It's just
It's a
like the
blue
wind.
lock fight. That's a blue
Yeah.
lock animation right there. Like, it's just okay.
Mm-hmm.
Take an
Yeah,
image, shake it, and there you go.
people gave season 1 a lot of shit for having like bad animation. I remember all like the whole time, like when season 1 was out, that people were giving it a lot of shit, saying it's too simple, it's too this, it's too that. And then just looking at this in comparison, because we recently rewatched season 1,
I was
and
gonna
it's
mention
just
that. Oh my fucking god!
it
Like,
became so much harder to
to look at this
look at
now.
season 2. Yeah. So I don't
Oh
know
my.
I don't know if season 2 is getting worse by the episode, or if it's just the fact that we've been watching season 1 recently, so we kind of have to like, we're going back and forth between those now, so it looks a lot worse. But yeah, I think with all this combat and all these plot points and all the skipping that the uh the anime is doing to like try to reach the deadline, and just all these awkward moments. So like this right here with Huaruyun, this was one of the most awkward moments ever, or like
I know
one
what.
maybe the peak moment of like this anime. One, Reflejo has no facial expressions. Okay, so like how do they have a hard time making him look menacing? Like they have to do something with the lighting so he looks different. I
Do you want
guarantee
me
when we
to?
go into the manhwa.
Do you want me to play
Yeah,
the
like go ahead. You
scene?
can play it. Yeah, play it real quick. Oh, you might want to turn off the sound. You don't need the sound. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Okay.
Unless do we usually play with the sound? I don't know.
The little parts we can, I think, but
Okay, yeah, I'll show.
dude,
Yeah, you can just show it however
here
you
they're
like.
trying to kill her. Like, okay.
It's so weird.
Like, the voice acting is good too.
Yeah.
Reflejo sounds pissed. Like in the manhwa, I never like knew Reflejo's voice, obviously, right? But hearing it here, it's like, okay, I like this, right? Like the voice acting is at least good. There's always something that's pretty okay. Sometimes it's the background being okay, and
Yeah.
these are like small things, right? Voice acting is a higher tier, sure, but
hmm
it's like, man, like, oh my god, like, why? It doesn't matter that the background's good if everything else that matters is shit.
Yeah.
Like you hear he's angry.
Let's go a little bit further till we get to this part right here.
What?
Look how they show the anger in like Reflejo. They zoom in. There's so many zoom ins, but like they zoom in and they just kind of shake it around. Like it's nothing.
Why? What
They're
was the
not doing
point of
anything
that?
here. So, and I want to bring back like other parts of that scene too. Like when Huaruyun falls, we don't get. She just kind of falls off the screen. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't look like she's actually falling. It's just
Yeah,
like she tripped or
we
something.
don't know how deep the thing is either. Like we
Exactly.
don't
Like
see her
why
go into
not
darkness.
pan out and show her dropping and like, and then what's it called? Ron May or
Ron
whatever the hell her
May.
name is. The way
Yeah.
she runs up is awkward. The way she immediately says, "Oh, she killed herself."
Yeah,
Like
it's like
right
instant, and
there,
she's smiling too. It's like,
instant. it doesn't flow well. Like it
Like
feels like they
there was
grabbed
some
the panels and they just went from panel to panel, but they didn't like get that in between moments that you need for anime to make it look normal. Like I don't really
yeah
know how to put my like because I'm not
transitions,
an
I
animator, but like
guess.
you can tell just by looking at it that it just looks awkward.
Yeah,
And
pacing and
you were mentioning,
transitions.
yeah, and you were mentioning that the voice actors are doing pretty well, and I think that's another point to bring up. It's like this juxtaposition between like the animation being like really poor and like the music being good. The because they're using like a lot of the season one stuff, but like the music's not bad, and especially the openings and stuff. But
Stray Kids.
that right next to like this weird like choppy animation, it just really spoils the whole bunch. Like it makes it feel almost worse because of like some things doing good and some things doing bad. But I
Yeah.
will admit I do like the voice acting a lot, and I have said it in the past. But yeah, season two is kind of crumbling, I feel like. It had a little bit of like a rise after the Ran the Anak fight, right? But then
Mhm.
they completely butchered the like the party scene after, which was supposed to be our cooldown,
What
and
is
it like kind of
this?
made me like upset with that episode. Oh, good scene here, right there. You got a perfect scene.
Yeah.
That scene, we're about to see this. What this looks like in the manhwa, I guarantee, uh, it looks a million times better. I remember this scene. Um, yeah, it's just more awkward animation and stuff like that. They have like the robots are animated like 3D,
3D,
which
but then when they show them punching, it's like it's 2D.
yeah, it feels awkward because it's like a different level of quality because the robots are honestly the 3D stuff is animated a lot better than like the normal animations, so it just feels like again, it's like this you have these two qualities put up right next to each other and it just makes the animation look much worse because they're so different in terms of quality.
Yeah.
Um
Keep going.
yeah, so
Give me 1 second. You can keep going.
okay, yeah, sure. So and some this isn't even getting into like the story parts too, right? Because we're just focusing on animation and stuff like that, and I feel like that's been going down. I know a lot of people have been saying that the second core has been better, but I don't think I necessarily agree with that. Um, this one, although maybe there were some better animated portions, sure. It had a lot more fight scenes, so it had a lot more instances where we see that they can't animate well. You know what I mean? Because see, the first part had a lot less fight scenes and a lot more story, so it was a bit easier to watch because the fight scenes kind of drag your attention away. So I don't think maybe quality didn't dip in the second part, but because there's more fight scenes and it demanded a bit more animation quality, and they just couldn't put up with it, we ended up with something that feels a lot worse.
Okay, I'm back.
And yep, okay, I'll just continue where I left off. You probably won't know, but I'm just transitioning to the story now. So
Yeah.
part two, and I'm comparing part one to part two of season two. So like
Mm.
it seems like part two cut a lot more. It's I've mentioned this before in our past few episodes, but I feel like anime onlys wouldn't really understand what's going on too well. In terms of like what's going on in the story and stuff like that. It just feels too fast. There's too many things going on. This obviously shouldn't have been packed into this many episodes. And I've tried to like, play devil's advocate and say like, this is a hard task to do to animate all the way like to completion the workshop battle, but there's just too many fight scenes where everything's just awkward. We're really hoping for this stuff to look good. If this was your favorite arc, again, I feel bad for you.
You taking the L.
Yeah, this is really bad. I feel
Ooh.
like so season one I could
Ooh.
watch with friends and stuff like that, but I feel like I can't even show my friends season two because it would like make them not want to watch Tower of God.
Yeah, that's
Although I
something
will
we're dealing
say
with too. It's like,
that is something we're dealing with.
do we show them
I will
season 2 or do we just tell them watch the reading, man? Fuck.
Yeah, it's weird because I'm like really upset about this series, but then again, I look around in comment sections and stuff like that, and definitely not our comment section, but other comment sections, like maybe on Reddit and stuff like that. And a lot of people seem to enjoy this anime for some reason. And I'm just like, what are these guys on? Like, are they watching something different than like what I'm watching? Like, they're being far more forgiving for this stuff.
It
Yeah, I
almost
don't know.
makes
I
me think
just
like, are they only watching Tower of God and they don't watch any other anime? Like, there's no
yeah.
way. There's
And
no way.
another strange thing about the reception that I've seen, and maybe this is just my perspective, but when season one was coming out, the reception was very poor. on like forums like Reddit and stuff like that. People were like shitting on it, saying, "Oh, they didn't do this right, they didn't do that right," nitpicking it very much. And now season
Mm.
2 comes out, and everyone's copium. Like they're the
Huh.
exact opposite. They're looking at this thing that's much worse than season 2, much worse than season 1, and saying, "Hey, come on, guys, it's not that bad." Yeah, blah yada yada, this
They're
and
much
that.
more forgiving for some reason.
Yeah,
It's like,
they're
what
much
the
more forgiving
hell?
for some reason, but then season 1 was held up to a higher level of scrutiny. I will say the ending was done pretty well. Like their timing on where to end the episode, and you mentioned this too when we were watching it together, was a good place to end it. I think it's like a good cliffhanger.
Perfect.
Um, I'm trying to find where I can give them points and stuff like that, but
We're trying to
the,
give them extra credit at some point.
yeah. So to conclude, I feel like there's a lot of cut content, and I'll name one thing in particular that bothers me a lot. And I think we mentioned this in the last episode, but Vespa is supposed to be carrying Lore around, and we haven't seen Lore once. I think in this entire anime,
We did see
like
him.
we haven't even seen him.
We saw
Or
his foot.
we saw his feet, right? But we haven't seen like
We
his
didn't
full
even
frame.
know it was
We don't
him.
know it was him. Yeah.
He
So
just
and
doesn't
in the manhwa,
exist.
they don't make a big point of it, but you do see his little bedroll, and that's like pretty iconic. That like that's Lore.
You know it's him. Yeah, you
Um,
know he's there. I
so
gotta see if
that
this
feels like
part
another.
happened too. Is this just fake or
Yeah,
is
I
this
was gonna
real?
say this part over here. I think is an anime only thing. I think they had to do some interpretation here because when I mentioned in the beginning of what I was talking about, a lot of the season 2 stuff is a bit like hard to understand because it's a bit rough.
Look
Um,
at his face here. His face here looks more serious than it did in the zoom in.
yeah,
Looks like he's
that's another
mogging.
thing. Too many zoom ins for real. Like they're not being used well. It seems like they're just avoiding work. Like look at this. Come on, man. Like it's every scene there's a zoom in. I bet if you started counting them, you'd probably be surprised. There seems to be like a
Mm,
huge lack of
another one
effort in
right
some
there.
areas.
Sometimes the
Yeah,
faces do look good though, but
they
yeah.
they do look good, but it's like they're putting zoom ins where you it would be much better if you didn't. So it's like it's not a choice of should we put a zoom in? It's a choice of like can we fit a zoom in here? And then if yes, then they do it. It's not
If
about like what's the
yes.
best thing to do. It's like what is the least amount of work, I guess. Because
Mm,
zoom ins, even if you do it high quality, I assume is much harder than just like showing the scene like a little bit further out with like all the characters animated and stuff like that.
mm.
And that would help a lot for like helping deal with this like sort of choppy feel to it. Um yeah, I don't know what to say. I feel like I'm telling them how to animate, but I'm not even an animator. It
I
feels really
swear,
awkward.
yeah, I swear to God, like we are not trained professionals. We're
Yeah.
laymen, and I can imagine it. And maybe I'm not communicating it well, right? Maybe I'm not like saying it in the right way, but I have a very clear view in my mind because I've
Mhm.
seen anime, and I feel like if they just did it this way, if they just like did it that way, it would be so much better. And I feel like these are not hard things to do. These are not like hard. And I'm not an artist, so maybe I don't know, but these
Mhm.
are not hard decisions to make that would make it like really better and just respect it essentially. Like,
Yeah.
oh my fucking god, it's so stupid.
But at the end of the day, I think season 2 actually has like better ratings, more viewership, and like better reception, right? Because we have that whole issue of like season 1 being held to higher scrutiny than season 2. So
Yeah.
season 1, at least to like public, maybe not the TOG experts like us, but like to to the general public, seems to be the better season, is what I'm
What
saying,
the fuck,
which is
man?
insane to me,
What
but
the hell?
um that's just the way it is. So I'm afraid now that I'm thinking about it, like, what if they continue with this? They're like, oh, they
That's what
love
I
this
keep telling
shit.
you, Adrian. That's what I
I'm
keep
like,
telling you. Like,
please,
we
please
might
go
not
back to
get it.
season 1. I don't think they
Exactly.
will, but they really should
Oh my god,
because
man.
the storytelling of season 1, the directing was so much better. And even if they cut
Despite its
content, like,
mistakes, too.
yeah, despite its mistakes, like season 2 does doubles the mistakes of season 1 and then some, like with the poor fight scenes. So I
Oh,
guess
man.
this review has kind of been like comparing season 1 to season 2, but that's because that's what's fresh in our mind right now.
Yeah, it's
Um,
relevant, too.
but yeah, and also it's just that our concerns for this episode are pretty much mirror a lot of these episodes moving forward, with a few specific mentions, like the issue with like Lore not being around
It's
is like
so
another
bad.
instance where I feel like whoever was directing this or like making sure that like they're following the story didn't really know what was going on maybe. Lorre pops up. He will pop up at some point. I mean, there's a reason why he's here. So
Yeah,
I'm
I was
curious how
thinking
they're
too.
gonna
They
add
have
him
to
to the
show him.
story. Like, when are they gonna show him? How are they gonna
It's
say that he's just gonna poof out of nowhere?
yeah,
Like, I
it's
don't
definitely gonna
understand.
be like, oh, where was he? But again, right, with the anime onlys, do they even care, right? Like, oh, he was just here the
Yeah.
entire time. You didn't see him.
It wouldn't matter to them. Yeah, because the anime
Yeah,
onlys don't really notice because they don't read the manga. But another thing is, it could be added because they do a lot of these things retroactively. Like with the party, we noticed that some things were missing in one episode,
later
and then the
they
next
added it.
episode they add it later, which is
Yeah,
super weird. There's sometimes where it's okay to do things like that, but in terms of like how they did it with the party, it just felt very off.
it's just like why?
Um, and they spent times with the party with like doing the Gosang and Oryang thing, which I really wanted to see, but I mean, I thought I really wanted to see, but then when I saw it, I was pretty upset. So,
They
oh
ruined
man.
it.
And then they missed the point with Anak and Rand talking, which is like another thing.
So
Oh
much
man, the
shit,
post
man.
fight, like that would have been cool, like,
I know.
building characters, but
I know.
no time, but they got time for other stuff apparently. I
They
don't
have
know.
time for
It's
zooming
weird.
on Reflejo's face and shaking the camera a little
And
bit.
shaking the camera, yeah. I'm curious to see how the manhwa dealt with it because I know for a fact, like in the manhwa, and this may not be like the most realistic thing, but Reflejo's mask does kind of change expressions a little bit, and it could be maybe like the lighting and the shadowing of it. But you can tell like when Reflejo is like pissed.
Even in the
It's
anime,
much
it
easier.
changes a little bit too. There's times where it looks
Yeah,
like this,
there's
like more
nothing wrong with doing
serious.
that for like for showing emotion stuff like that, but it's just very awkward when they do this sort of thing where they're just kind of shaking it with his face. I don't
Yeah,
know.
look, literally, you see his eyes here, right? They're more open.
Mhm.
Back here, if I could get to it, it's like more serious. It's like it's
He's more chill.
squinting. Yeah,
Yeah. Mhm.
it's so
Yeah, and I see
weird.
nothing wrong with that. It helps with telling emotion if they want to like change it up a little bit, but if they're going to make him angry, like, they got to make him angry. It
Yeah,
just doesn't hit, you know
he
what I
has
mean?
more aura in the manhwa.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of moments just don't
Why
hit.
is this shaky? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's comical at some points. It's
Yeah, it
comical.
really is. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I just hope things get better for the next season. That's it. I'm kind of like past this season now. I just need to see the ending. Look,
Just let it end. Let it
yeah,
die.
let it end. Yeah. Hopefully the ending, has something good for us. Like,
I think I know where they're gonna end, and I told you this before. I have a big
hmm
assumption where they're gonna end. I think you know it too. Like,
Yeah.
oh man, they can't mess that up, right?
It has potential to be good. Is what I'm saying.
Like,
Yeah, similar to like the Anak versus Rand fight and a few other things.
just
Yeah.
please give us something. But yeah,
hmm
so,
Yeah, maybe
so,
we have a it seems like a lot of these are like general discussions, but like maybe towards the end or the last episode we'll probably have like a whole rundown of like our highlights of the season,
what
stuff
was
like that. 'Cause, like,
good,
look,
what was
we
bad.
have to point out highlights because there's so many bad things that we just be talking all day, right?
Well, I feel like we definitely got more negative as the episodes went on. But
Yeah.
is
We'll
that
have a
basically your rundown of the episode?
Tog positivity day. Yeah, that's basically my rundown.
Okay, so let me shove my 2 cents in real quick.
hmm
Basically, Adrian covered most of it. Again, right? What is there much to say left? Like, it's shit. It's bad quality. Again, they're like, the screen shaking here too. It's like, what the hell? I mean, here it kind of makes more sense because it's a high, I guess, action scene. Yi was in trouble. Like, oh no, right? And then boom. I don't know. It just looks so bad.
Look at the way he moves.
Like
It
what
just,
what is that? Look at this. What is this?
yeah,
It's
it's
just
so
really
awkward.
bad. I mean, again, nothing new, right? So the main thing I'll always say, and Adrian already kind of said it too. I think the ending was done greatly. This is the second time now with Beta. I feel like they've done the ending really, really well. Like this cliffhanger is so good because you're like, oh my god, oh shit, right? Like even when I'm watching Star, I remember when I first read this shit, I was like, oh shit, like wow, what did they just do? Because it's out of nowhere. Aside from the ending though, which again this is the second time they did it with Beta, it's like everything else was just so bad. The animation's bad. I think the pacing's bad. The way they do things bad. Beta became uncool to me. Like Beta was cool. They animated his face well at certain points. Other points they don't. They just don't explain things. I think this is the episode where he gets the worm, right? And he fights
hmm
Vespa here too. No Lare, right? What are these like things off of Vespa? What are those? Like those white things? What the fuck? Is that just part of her? I don't know,
I don't
right?
know. I'm guessing they're gonna like that's gonna transform into Lare at some point. I
Yeah.
have no idea because I haven't seen that before, but
And then here we just have Beta just, kneeling down, showing us his ass.
Yeah.
Amazing scene
This
here.
this
This was
season would have
alright.
really
That wasn't
benefited
bad, but
from. They need like a local TOG professional just to watch all their shit and like make sure they're like following the story. Because I feel like, and we've seen this a lot. There've been moments where they literally did not follow the story to the point where like it left people asking questions. Like there was less information than in the manhwa. Like the
yeah.
part with Wangnan switching the controllers that made Viola join the team all
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning. Like that was completely skipped, and then the reaction afterwards felt awkward because Wang Nan was upset, or he was afraid of Bomb getting mad at him because he tricked him. But we didn't know that because the anime onlys never saw that scene. The game
Yep.
just ended, and that was that. So it was like, what?
They don't explain shit, man.
Yeah,
Also,
we need a.
look at right
Uh-huh.
here, right? Vespa's face looks like it could be just Vespa's design, I don't know, but like I'm
Hmm.
not seeing any sort of like urgency in his face here. It looks like more like maybe even happy or surprised here, right? And then you see
Hmm.
Beta's face. Again, this could be design wise, but I feel like Vespa's so simple, and then Beta at least has some details sometimes. Right? Like this zoom in looks good. This is I feel like is a good zoom in. Like you see his
Hmm.
eye, right? Boom. This looks okay. There's parts where they
Yeah,
make
this is all
Rack look
right.
terrible. Like okay, look, Beta's face
Hmm.
there's good, but there's just so many moments. Again, more of the usual where it's just bad, man. Seeing season one
Yeah,
really hurts me because it just like we could have just had shit good. But either
yeah.
way,
I think
yeah.
SIU did mention that Rack is hard to draw though, which
Yeah,
is
no,
like
he is. He's a big boy.
funny
He
that
is
that's the
a
person they screw up.
yeah, he is a big boy. But not much to say. Same as usual, business as usual. So let's get straight into the manhwa comparison here.
Hmm.
So we're gonna take a look. We're gonna, I believe, start a little bit earlier because again, they like to move things around. So here,
Yeah, this is
everyone's
basically
getting
where we
ready.
started the episode, where they start
Yeah,
fighting these jabronis.
Team Snake. So I'm not gonna lie, right? At some points, this thing doesn't look the best. Obviously, it is early
Yeah.
season 2 art, but it's
It helps you
fine.
get context too, like Team Snake. They mentioned that like, oh, that they work for the Snake Lady, right?
Yeah,
When they were attacking you, it's like, oh yeah, the Snake Lady told me to kill you or whatever. So at least they got that. But those little tags on the side with the manhwa help make it very clear and easy to do. I don't know if I guess the animation definitely hasn't done a single instance of that, so I guess they're not
yep.
really into doing that sort
They
of
can
thing
just put
for
it on the screen
transmitting
too.
information.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought that would have been an excellent idea to do, especially with like keeping track of points and things like that, because if they're time gated, that would be the fastest way to like, give information to the viewers.
Yep.
But yeah,
They
whatever.
always choose to spend time on some nonsense instead. But either
Hmm.
way, this is where Tower God gets a little dark too, where this guy kind of is into Iwa. He's like, oh, we gotta kill them, but maybe we could keep that one, right? And then
Yeah, he's a little
here,
creep.
yeah, and then here we have Rak commenting on it, and Rak is kind of insulting her.
Yeah.
Was that in the anime too? I don't
No,
know if
that
it
they didn't put
was.
that part, I don't
See,
think.
that's so sad. They just skip out of character interactions, man.
I mean, it's a little bit awkward what Rack says there, so I understand them wanting to like remove it.
They have to be
I don't know.
plump to have
Yeah.
kids. Oh my god, it's so funny. But either way, here we have Rack punching the thing. We saw this in like little form and big form. Here again, it feels like there's more impact and stuff. Like I almost feel like here I feel it more than the anime where it's just like a freeze frame almost.
Hmm.
Here we get Rack, obviously getting fucked up. They're like, oh no. Yua's flame looks amazing, by the way. Oh my god. I don't know if I'm used to it how it looks in the anime, but in the manhwa it looks pretty good as well.
Hmm.
And then here, like, oh my god, this looks so nice, right? In the anime, it looked a little bit low quality. I mean, at certain points, it looks good. Like, the colors are nice. I
Yeah,
won't
the
lie and say
colors
the
of you is
colors aren't
fire
bad.
look all right.
But
Hmm.
look at this, and then compare it to this.
Yeah, like Yua's is so
Look
her
at that.
fire is so linear, whereas here it's like more spread out.
Yeah. Oh my, it looks so beautiful
It's more
here.
dynamic.
Yeah, and this guy actually looks like he has aura. Something Reflejo struggles with as well. It just looks so bad. Like, look at him here. He looks like a jabroni. And then here, he looks pretty cool. Either way, here we have this. Boom, clocked over the back of the head. And then, here he's like, oh, he's about to do some shit. Oh my god,
This
look
scene
at
they messed
this.
up.
Look at this. I almost pissed myself when I saw this. Like, are you
Yeah.
kidding me? And then look at this. Okay, well, let's go a little bit back, right? But
Hmm.
let's see how they do it. Like, and it's so quick too. I
They don't
almost
even
missed
give him a
it.
second to stand there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
like
look at
come
this. You
on.
see his breath. His eyes are looking down. He's like a menacing beast. There's shadows. What is this?
There is no
What? Like I'm
shadow
trying to
or
scroll up,
anything.
thinking I'm missing some of his face, but no, that's what it is right here. Oh my God! What one of the worst moments? Like look at that. It's so quick. Anyway,
Hmm.
yeah, like he's like threatening him, and that's
They
how it
just had to
ends
hold
too.
that for a second, and that would have been like a million times better. Even if they didn't like put in any of that extra effort to make Rack look good, whatever. But if they just held it for a second, that immediately would have improved the moment.
Yeah, and
That
then
that's literally all they had to do.
they love to do other shit too, like give them red glowing like meme eyes, but not here where it might have even worked, but no, right?
Hmm.
So here, Rack is like, okay, he's waiting here, like he's not instantly doing it, he's waiting here, and then they're doing their shit. Nice little view of everything. Again, this is where the anime would make it up. Like here we see, like it's kind of a rough sketch, right? Here in the
Hmm.
anime, I'm almost positive it's gonna look better when we see Beta looking, if he even looks. Let's see. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe they
I
cut
don't
that
think he
out.
does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he doesn't. Okay, so again, they're saving time. So here he just goes down, blah blah blah. Yeah, this is where we start.
Yeah.
You meet this guy, which the anime always messes up the eyes, but this time they can't get it wrong. Here we see his name though. I don't even think we get his name here, do we?
I think he does mention his name. Yeah, he does say it.
Let's see.
I think you have subtitles off. Do you? Or oh no, you
No,
do.
it's right
Oh,
there.
you
Yeah.
have it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
There it
So he does
is.
say who he is. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, that he mentions that he's from Fug.
And then look,
Important story stuff a little
gambler.
bit.
We know he's a gambler too. He's one of the captains, if you didn't remember. But here, we see
Exactly.
the whole
Mhm.
thing. We see the secret thing they're doing to get Beta into the game. I think they actually did this decently well. I mean, they touched on it a little bit. Obviously, we're gonna have more details here, but they did kind of explain like, oh yeah, Beta can now be in the game because he counts as like a weapon, and now
Yeah.
the host being in him lets him go into the game. So
Yep. There's a big trick up their sleeve, and this works for both sides about like what is considered for the game, right? And we see it in this
yeah,
episode where Bomb is considered an item and a person,
yep,
and also Beta is technically an item, which lets him on the island, but he can't participate until he gets the worm, which makes him a
it's a
participant
person.
of like the Devil Bonds team,
Yep,
which he can do whatever he wants,
yeah.
according to the game or whatever.
Mm-hmm. So here we go back to the fight with Rack and them. We have a little bit of fighting here. And then here again we have a little piece of thing here, a little information. Any living thing that is too big to move around in the tower is allowed to reduce its size with the permission of an administrator. Again, we didn't need to
Hmm.
know that, but it helps with all the context, right?
Yeah,
And
and
that's
they
one
ask it up
thing.
there too. The guy
Yeah,
with the hat asks, "Are you a compression licenser?" Which I don't think
exactly.
he says.
He does not say that at all.
Yeah.
Take our word for it. I'm not going to fact check everything here, but this is where it's like Tower of God has a lot of important contexts where you could say you could watch the story without it, and you could, but it leads to a degraded experience where there's so much extra detail, and that's part of the charm of Tower of God. There's a lot of detail, a lot of things that are important that, maybe not obviously the compression license thing. I don't think that's going to come back later on down the line, but there's a lot of things where you never know, right? And having more detail is always better than not. But either way, here we see a little bit of effects here on the umbrella guy after he smashed it. And then, they're doing their thing. Rack looks so fucking cool here. Boom, they're fighting. Again, it's MANWHA fighting. It is what it is. Oh, look, they actually cut
Rat
him,
gets
right?
injured, which
Yeah.
literally doesn't happen in the fight.
Yeah, let me see. What's going on here? Yeah, they literally just skipped that part. Okay.
Yeah, they just end the fight.
So here they show cute little chibi Rack a little bit. Rack's rushing in. Again, he just looks so much cooler, man. Like, oh my god.
Hmm.
Either way.
And this is set up for Rack and Yua's relationship too, because they actually kind of mix well together, despite being kind of opposites. Especially
Yeah.
when Beta comes and says, "Hey, are you Bomb's friends?" and they both say no.
No. Yeah, because
Which
they're
is like a really
similar
funny
too.
moment. But again, I feel like the anime doesn't let it hit that well. I mean, it's okay in the anime, I guess,
I
because
think they
they at
did it
least they did it.
alright. I think they
But
did it
I feel
okay.
like it didn't hit as hard. Maybe I'm just a little biased. But yeah, they did do it, so I'll give them credit for that one. But
I
I thought
think
that was a little funny moment too.
Yeah, I think this attack looks amazing though. Like this attack
Yeah.
here, and you see the guy's reaction. He's like, "Oh shit!" Right? Like you see the fear in his eyes, and then boom. In the anime, this looks like shit. In the manga, this looks nice. They also theme things pink too when they zoom in on Iwa because they're taking her color because her color is like pinkish. And then
Yeah,
here we
Ewa's
also
gaining
see,
confidence
yeah, I
too
was about to
because she
say,
can't control her fire.
this is a small thing too that you feel more in the manhwa. She's getting more
Hmm.
confident because she's actually doing things well. Here,
Yeah,
oh no, Belkron, whatever the fuck his name is. Look at this. Look at this. RAK is like, you're
and he tanked the
next.
fire too. Look at it; he has
Yeah.
it on him as well.
Look at the anime. Did he tank it? Let me see. No, it just
Maybe
avoided
just on
him.
his arm.
No, I think it avoided
Hmm.
him. Also, I think in the anime, RAK or in the manhwa, RAK broke the umbrella, or was it Iwa? I don't remember. No, it was Iwa
Ewa
actually.
melts it, and
Yeah,
then I
look,
think
it
Rack
just
breaks it.
avoids RAK. Like what?
Yeah,
So
it's weird.
so RAK doesn't even get injured. He also completely avoids the fire. And with this, I don't even think Iwa really celebrates at all or anything, does she?
No, she doesn't note the
Yeah.
fact that she can control her fire. And it seems weird because she's
That's
like
a big
attacking them
arc
both at the
too.
same time.
Yeah, what the fuck?
It's like I don't know.
They changed the position stuff.
It just seems
So
wrong.
yeah, that's one major thing in the manhwa. Yiwa can't control her power, and as she's learning to, you notice it, right? You
Yeah,
notice
you
her
learn the
reaction to it.
progression. Yeah.
It's a
Hmm.
big. I don't want to say huge, right? But it's a big point of Yiwa's character arc, and they're just
Hmm.
ignoring it. And look, this guy is so scared he can't even fucking move. And then boom, look at this shit, gangster,
Hmm.
gangster. And then here, he's screaming his name. I think this looks really nice. They did this anime as well. It was all right, whatever.
They did a little too loud. They exploded my eardrums on that one.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Vargarb scene.
Headphone warning. Yeah.
Yep. So here, Beta comes in. Beta looks a little goofy here. I'm not gonna lie, he's looking a little goofy, but it is what it is. And then we go to this spot. Oh, we're here, and that's the
Yeah.
chapter.
So
So
by the way, yeah,
next,
we see very little of Hwaryun and Novik in them. Like throughout, like they skipped a few scenes with them too, in like the past episode of them like sneaking around while they were together.
yep,
So we kind of skip like in the anime, we kind of skip right to the part where Novik and Hworyang are like freeing Bomb,
yeah.
which feels again pretty awkward.
And then here we see the
It's like we're just
sides.
missing pieces.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
see the sides too. And we see that Jaja's still with them. I didn't even
yeah.
remember
All the
Jaja
stuff
was
is missing.
here.
Yeah,
Like,
all the stuff is gone.
yeah, and then here, they're talking, right? A lot more a lot more dialogue. And we're seeing Horiang too. Like, he wants to go back. He wants to go back to his former team. We already knew that, but we're seeing it more, right?
Hmm.
So here they're getting ready to go. Again, small thing, right? And here we go back to Beta.
Let me go back. Yeah.
Everyone's like, "Oh shit, who is this guy?" I don't think we got this from them, did we? Did we get this from Shibisu? Oh
Uh,
no, we did. We did
Only
get it
we
from
get it
Haas.
after the fact. I don't think it's like
Yeah,
during when
they
they say
changed
it.
that too. And then here they're saying, what do they think about Viol, right? And then he's confused because he's like, wait, I thought you said they'd be their friends, but no, right? And then he's like, all right, go find their friends. So he goes away, the same shit. And then, Shibisu's like, oh no, go get him, right?
It's like we have
So
to follow him. Yeah.
yeah, similar shit. So Wangnan's going, Wangnan's dragging Quattro. I think this looked way worse than the anime. In the manga, obviously they show it quick. In the anime, I feel like he's just dragging him again, comically long for a while. Like he's just
Hmm.
dragging him, and Quattro just likes it. Here,
He looks
Quattro
better
looks.
here too.
Yeah, I think
He looks
here
more
Quattro looks a
serious.
lot better. No. Anyway, so yeah, he looks a lot cooler here, regardless, right? And then we have this fucker, like this giant guy. I think they made like quick work of this, right? In the
They
anime when
made
Quattro
someone
like
attack
burned him,
them.
and it looked like
Yeah, and
shit
Quattro said
too.
that he would take care of him.
Let me see. I think it's right here.
Yeah, I don't think anyone
Oh,
attacks
he
them. I
just
think what
throws
happens
them.
is that someone's behind Wangnan and Quattro attacks him while they're talking like that.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
here. Yeah, what the
So
hell?
it's a little different the way it
They
happens.
knew they couldn't animate the action. They knew it.
Yeah. Hmm.
So here, he comes in, Quattro, jumps out. This guy looks a lot cooler here, right? Boom, we're seeing actual action. Whoa, right? And Quattro looks kind of like nicer here too. Obviously, there's moments like this where he looks silly, but I like this, right? And
Yeah,
obviously, they're
that
going
like
with the chick theme too.
he
Still with
gets
this.
serious sometimes too when he's fighting. Like he gets into it.
Yep.
Uh,
People won't remember this because he's especially goofy in the manhwa, or sorry, in
yeah,
the anime. But he's one of the strongest E rank regulars here.
yeah,
He's
he's
like near the
very
top.
capable.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So here, this guy basically gets one shot in the anime. Here, we actually see they're gonna fight, right?
Yeah, and right there where the last thing that Quattro says to Wangna kind of shows that like they're kind of becoming friends a little bit now. Like this
Yeah.
group of Quattro and
Yeah, that was
and
in the
Chang.
anime too. I like that.
Yeah, I kind of like these moments too. It's small things like this that like mean a lot, and they
Yeah.
take literally zero time in the anime, but it's
Mm-hmm.
important to have them.
So then here, he here Kun's like commenting on it too, right? And this was in the anime too, where Kun's like, oh, mom must have made like some really good friends, and it's true, we like them. So here he's talking to Devil Bond, he's calling him Peeper, I guess, and he's telling him where to go, right? He goes here, Vespa comes back. I think they didn't even include this part because he never
Yeah.
used his hand here.
Yep. We haven't seen Beta's real powers yet.
And this is actually different. So they put this more in the beginning of the episode. Here it's later.
Hmm.
Here we get
So
a nice
Vespa's not
view.
carrying Lare actually
Yeah,
at this
anymore he's
point.
not. Yeah, he does have the white things too. So I guess he put Beta down, or not Beta, Laria down somewhere. Here we
Yeah.
see the nice view of Beta's ass that we got in the anime too. And then he's even asking Vespa. And again, he couldn't really ask this before because it was different pacing, right? They put it before instead of after.
Hmm.
He's like, "Oh, are you Viola's friend?" And then obviously Vespa hates him because he beat Vespa's ass. So
Yeah.
either way, they're still fighting though because that's what has to happen. And then here's where he's gonna test the speed. They're like, "Oh yeah, who's faster, me and you?" So here, they don't waste any time. They kind of just get to it, and they're both showing they're fast. They didn't show Vespa kind of being fast in the anime well. I think here they do it well because you see the after images, but Beta
Hmm.
just ends up being faster, right? Boom, gets past him, about to hurt him. Same thing as the manhwa, except it looks better here personally. And then Beta's confused, like, oh, why you hit it? Why are you defending him? Right? You're not their friend. You're not his friends. And then, and then again, I don't think we get this in the
No, we
anime.
don't.
RAK is saying, oh yeah, you was mom's wife, and you was like, what the hell are you saying? Like again, man, this shit's making me laugh at shit in the anime. I'm just like, it's boring,
Hmm.
bland, generic. That's why my title of this episode, because it's the same shit every time. But either
Yeah.
way, so now they're about to 3v1 this fucker, and he's getting ready to power up, and he's figuring out, oh, they're trying to summon him. We never see this part here, right? We don't see these two.
No,
Yeah,
no. They
Novik and
skipped this
Horiang skipped
completely.
it. Yeah, oh my god, you see them? Yeah, like we get the big boys like fighting, man. Come on.
Yep, skipped. You guys never get to see any of that.
Oh my god, there's so many details. So here we're in here with Bomb. He's I like how Bomb looks here too. He looks very like calm and stuff. In the anime, again, it looks generic and bland. But either way, we get this imagery in the anime as well. He basically is saying he feels the same as that, and he's kind of coming to like a realization. He might have to do the dirty work himself. So here, oh my god, look at this. Look at Reflejo here, man. Now Reflejo's like, oh, what's going on? He looks cool, but he's worrying too. He's like, oh, where's
Hmm.
Yuto, right?
Yeah,
And
you
obviously
get
in
to
this
see his
episode,
perspective.
yeah,
This is really good because this shows like more of Reflejo because we're seeing Reflejo from a third party perspective, but it's really interesting to see it from his perspective of what he's thinking at the
yeah,
time. I like this. Again, they
and
didn't have it, so
yeah, and they mentioned this in the anime as well, because again, he thinks it's Yuto. He doesn't know it's Hwaryun. But
hmm.
he says like, "Oh, why would you do this? You were sent by the elders." Obviously, a lot of stuff isn't gonna have too much context, even less so in the anime. But she knows all of our plans. Yuto knows everything, right? And then I think we get this part. I think I'm not too sure. I think we did though, where Hwaryun tells him like, "Oh, let's meet," posing as Yuto, obviously. Here, Reflejo looks really fucking depressing, but cool still. And then here they meet, right?
Yeah.
Boom. And then here's the big reveal of who it is. All right, this is a funny. Everything here they're saying was in the anime. No one can stop. And look, we already see Ranmei behind her as well. The solution's gonna come in, melt him, and they're gonna get what they want. Look at this shit. I don't know, man. He just looks so much cooler to me. But either way, he mentions Karaka. It's all for Karaka, this mysterious slayer that we've saw, I think once when we were interacting with Jinsung earlier in the season.
Hmm.
But here, I believe we didn't get this context in the anime where Karaka is a recent Slayer, so he's new. And then Hwaryun does say this. Does he think himself a god just because he was called one? And then she's basically throwing shade on him, and she's calling Reflejo the shadow of Karaka. And then Reflejo's like, "Oh shit," he gets pissed. I feel like in the
Was the
anime,
conversation this long? I feel like it wasn't.
no, obviously it's not this long, but they skipped a lot. Like here, we'll see it right here. But so him saying it's taking longer than expected. He was doing that in the chair at the beginning. They kind of just like
Mm.
shoved it all into one here. So I don't think Huarun ever called him. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, I
maybe
guess
maybe she
they
did.
it happened off screen probably.
Yeah.
最後にお話がしたいと思い
But
まして。
let's get to his reaction though, right? So you were sent by the elders. Why would you do this? Again, they're shoving a lot of what he said before into the interaction, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's see what he thinks of when she takes off the mask. He does get surprised, but it seems like he's still calm. Like it seems like he's not freaking out. But then here, I feel like, especially with how they show it, he's like, "Oh shit." I don't know. Like now I'm really reaching, I think, but
Mm-hmm.
this is where Huarun basically shows that Fug is not all on their side, right? There's some moments of Fug, or some people of Fug, some faction of it that's also on there. So this is also technically part of Fug's plan, believe it or not. So here she says, "Yeah, wow, I was just wearing the mask and you're stupid." Also, she's pretty. Oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. Look at Huarun, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. But basically, she's shit talking. This is where it's fine to zoom in, right? There's not many zoom ins here, but look, this is a good zoom in. We're zooming in on her, basically shit talking. Reflector's like, "Oh my god," and then look, we get the realization. Oh, he has the container for the real needle. So them putting him there basically fucked them. And then boom. Oh my, look at the aura. Look at the
Yeah,
aura
this
here.
looks so
Oh
much
my.
better. Oh
Oh
man.
my god. Like, are you kidding me? And then where's this in here? Like it's not terrible here. Like when I saw this, I didn't find an issue with it when seeing it, sure. But compare this to
It's just missing
this.
a lot. Yeah.
Like it's every time. It's every fucking time. And then look
That's
at
the same thing with
Huarun's
the
face.
Shinsu's too. The
Yeah.
Shinsu's the same way where like the Shinsu's missing a little bit of oomph behind it.
Yeah, they're making it smaller, they're making it more linear, they're not
Mm-hmm.
expanding it.
Which I
And
guess
look at
helps for power scaling if you're a power scaler person from Tower of
Yep.
God.
Yep. And then here we could see like just again these zoom-ins where you actually see different facial reactions on them. The anime just feels like cookie cutter. Like cookie
Oh
cutter
man, but the
garbage.
anime never zooms in like this. They zoom in way forward. Like you wouldn't see a face like how Huarun's is right now. You just see her
Yep.
eyes.
Uh-huh.
They go too close. Look at Reflejo's facial
Yeah,
expression.
this
By the
looks
way,
scary.
you see, this is how you show like his expression despite
It's
him having a
anger.
mask. The
Yep.
the anime hasn't been able to do that once. And look, and then we see Huarun actually jump instead of her just falling off the screen.
Yeah, it looks like she stepped and she like misstepped. She just like went down, like she was falling in a
Yeah.
pothole. And then here, look, we see how deep it is, right?
Yeah, and you don't get to see her fall. Like there's nothing behind that scene, and
Mm-hmm.
it feels wrong. And look, again, they're showing Reflejo with actually some emotion. They managed to
Its
do it.
eyes are
The
glowing.
shadows, yeah, their eyes are glowing. There's some shadow going on. It's
Yep.
there's stuff you can do.
Yeah.
Look at these guys
Oh my god.
taking care of business.
See, this is where they did what the anime did. They kind of skipped it. They didn't show us actively fighting them, but we do see them, getting to them, and then the
We
after
did,
result. We didn't get anything
yeah,
of this in the anime. I wish
hmm
I saw the fight of them beating their
exactly.
asses, but we can't have everything. So
And they
here,
made these characters. We saw them in the first part of the workshop battle, and then it's just poof, gone.
yep, we just don't know what happened to them in the anime. So here they bust down the door. Here's the robot. Personally, I think it looks a little bit better. Also, it's a level 85 patrol for those who are interested. Blue Titan, right? Now, the main thing I was confused about is how did Bomb know that it was Novik on the other side of the wall? Maybe did he hear them? I'm
You
not
could
sure.
probably hear
but
them, I think,
yeah. So
because
here the
Novik
robot
was on
looks.
the door
Yeah,
banging on it.
yeah, but he wasn't really speaking, but unless he heard them before talking. But either way.
Hmm.
Also, little detail they don't say. Novik calls Horiang teddy bear as well.
Hmm.
We never get that. And again, the robot, just the way the angles are, everything. Oh, everything is just better. Here, he's slamming his ass. Again, look, there's more oomph to everything. Boom.
Hmm.
A keyhole Viol has the key. So in the anime, he's just beating it like a monkey.
He just punches
Here,
it without even investigating.
yeah, here he's like, oh shit, I really can't open this. And then he tries to, but it's not budging. In the anime, this was so terrible, man. I swear to God. And then here, Horiang's trying his best to hold his own. The robot's about to come in. And then look, he's trying to like finger it. Like he never tried this. And then boom, it opens. And then look, Novik. Look, he knows it's
Oh,
Novik because it's
so
open.
that's how it is. Yeah, he opens it.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense.
And then
And look at
boom.
this.
Oh my god. Oh my god, right through the fucking
We need
heart.
like those extra circles around the Shinsu to like show how
Yeah,
strong it is. You never see
exactly.
that in the anime.
Yeah, oh my god. And look, we get see again, it's in the manhwa they do agree, and they could do this in the anime too. But now we don't see their facial reactions in the anime, I don't think, when this happened. Do we? Let me see. When the robot gets fucked. Oh no, we do. It would
Yeah.
have been great to see it side
Go
by
back to the
side though,
beam as
but
well. I want to see like the beam one more time. Yeah, look at that in comparison. And you don't even see like they kind of cut it off a little bit too. Here you see a little more of it.
yeah. The robot might look better. It really depends on personal context, but
The
the
robot looks
Shinsu,
fine. I
yeah.
won't deduct points for it. Like I personally like the manhwa more. Okay, fine.
But
I
it's
guess I'm a
okay.
manhwa person. Yeah, it's
This is
fine.
okay
It's
though.
whatever. It's the other stuff that's really like,
Yeah.
messing up this scene.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we do
Yeah,
see their
they got the
faces a
facial
little bit.
expressions.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's weird because Novik sees Bomb.
Yeah.
Like, also when Bomb pulls up, look at the bangs that he has still there on the
Oh
bottom.
yeah, yeah. This last part here, yo, this is
That's
so, like,
pretty
look at
cool.
this. This is so high. He's like, yo, I'm ready. And look, you got the little thorn near him. I mean,
Hmm.
didn't they show something like this? They did show him
They
with the
do,
thorn.
but he doesn't. I don't think he has the bangs out.
No, he doesn't. Like
Yeah, he just
they
has the
seem to
thorn
pick and
next to him.
choose what they want to copy and what they don't.
Yeah, based off level of effort.
Oh my god, like look at this shit. It's so
Yeah.
stupid. But either way, we're getting closer to the end here, thankfully. So here we can see they're gonna fight Beta, and then here we see again a lot more context, right?
Yeah, which we'll probably get in the next episode, I guess, since
Probably.
if they didn't just flat out skip it, but we'll see.
Yeah. We always have to play the guessing game. So here he's about to get ready to battle. He knows that they're trying to summon him. This looks like better. Like this just looks better than the anime. Like what the fuck? RAK is
Hmm.
shrinking. This part in the anime was garbage. Oh my god. I actually remember this part. This was so terrible. Like, let me see if I could get it. So he throws the spear at him. Let's see when he shrinks. Or did I skip it? I think I skipped it. Which shows you how quick they did it. Let me go through it here. Yeah, no, because he just left. Fuck. There's a part where RAK shrinks down to like dodge his attack. It was so bad. Yeah, look, right here. Right here. Oh my god. This is so bad. Look at this shit. Shrink your body, right? That no reaction from
Oh
RAK.
man,
No reaction from RAK. Blue lock animation style. Look at this
that is
shit.
some
He
blue
shrinks his
lock.
body. He's dodging. Things are moving. And then look at Beta. Beta has the shadow on him. Again, aura. Reflejo aura. And then look, we see the fucking back thing too. Oh my god, the fucking
Yeah.
the blowback. Oh my god. Look, he's jumping up. Okay, he's throwing it. This looks like it has some
Oh,
oomph on
Vespa's
it.
in the air, and freaking
Carrying
Yua's
Yua.
riding Vespa.
Yup. He grabs it. Cool as shit. This shit looks hot as shit. Boom. Throws it back. RAK catches it too. Like, oh my god, they could have made this shit
None of that
so
happens,
good.
right?
Yeah,
What
no,
does
he
he do when he
throws it.
catches it?
He throws it. This looks whatever. Boom. Let's see. Does he throw it back? I don't even remember because it's fucking
Yeah, I don't
shit.
remember either. Yeah, because it doesn't make an impact. And RAK is
Yeah, he
flying
throws
in
it
the
back
air.
and he's
Okay,
flying.
he does catch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he? He doesn't catch it in the air. No, he's on the
He's
ground
on the
after
ground,
the
yeah.
fact. Yeah.
But here,
'Cause
when he
he's falling.
catches it, you could also see some of Beta's power is still on it. Like Beta's
Yeah,
like
like you can see
Shinsu
that he threw it like
with
with some.
power.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So here, Beta's kind of mocking them. Yu was trying her shit, looking very cool with the flames as always. Oh my god, look at that. Look at this. He's fucking cool, and now he's powering up against the fucking dark eye. In the anime, this looks like shit, man. So
It's like
here,
Tokyo Ghoul.
yeah, exactly. You said the same thing we were watching too.
Yeah.
So here you could see that he's constantly talking to Devilbon, but we never really hear that too much in the anime. And then he gets the report they still need. I think this is the time when Devilbon actually like gets back to him too. Like right here he has bad news and that's when he talks, not the whole other time. So here he grows like these massive fucking wings and he just bounces out. Here it's literally just him jumping. Like I think it's legit just like what.
Yeah.
Wow. Look at this! Like, what? Look at this! And look, so he's scared, right? He's going to Juvial Grace. We get the nice view here. And then, he's finding out about the guide, everything. They're like, oh, what's that? And then he doesn't even know what it is. But I think he also mentioned here that it was Enryu's needle. I'm not sure.
They mentioned it at some point. They definitely did say that it's
Yeah.
Enryu's needle.
And Poirot is
That I
here. You see, here we see her come in. Here it's just like she's just here. Again, you can assume she came in from the door, but it's like she just pops up. It's like, okay, again, we're nitpicking. Also, she looks so much prettier. I don't know what it is. Like, here her hair is like more sticking out. Here her hair is down. I don't know what it is. It's so pretty though. God. But either way, here she's kind of glazing him for the future. And then then they realize, oh, it was Yuto, right? She reveals like, oh yeah, that was me. But so here's the big reveal where Hwaru knew everything from the beginning, which we got before. And she says Karako's playing this shit with some elders. And then it was a gamble, but they finally worked it out and he got it. And now she even said this in the anime too, right? Like, oh, you're a man who's finally able to become my god. And then we get this nice scene here where Bom's like, I don't want to become your god. Fuck this shit, right? And Hwaryun's like, okay, well, you want to save your friends? I'll show you the way. I think the ending part here, they kind of got right. Not perfect, but I think this part here, again, having Bomb walk away from her, I think was a good touch. And then here he's like, oh, he stops and she's like, oh, I'll show you the way. I wish we got a little bit more like surprisement on Bomb's face, but it is what it is. I think this very, very small snippet was pretty good. Here we actually get the surprise, actually. Never mind. They did it bad. Never mind. I changed my mind. So here Wangnan makes it to the summoning portal. They're going to summon him. And then, what was the condition here? Because she's mentioning the condition, but she's going to explain it later. Vargarv's wolves look way cooler here. And, they're coming in. And, Bomb is basically like, yeah, I want to go back to my team. Here we get a nice view of all three of them. Bada bing, bada boom. That's the chapter. They're really flying through these. Like, holy shit. They really are, like, getting a lot of chapters in every episode now. So here Wangnan's happy. Kun, I think wisely so, too, from what we know, says, be careful, right? And then Kun is like, oh, who the fuck is Yuto? How is everything going to what she said? And, then they tell about the calling center. They're going in. And this is a really good story thing by SIU where it makes you think they're going into the same one. But as we saw, it was different.
Yep. Yeah, this was a big reveal that they went to the item station to summon Bomb. But they kind of just like say it like it's nothing.
They glazed over it.
Yeah.
Really
so if
anything.
you weren't paying attention, you wouldn't have really noticed like the plan behind it or like the impact on how it like worked out. Because Reflejo in the episode says that he destroyed the teleporting platform.
Yeah, and we're gonna get to that too. They're gonna say it here too. But again, another detail: the Fug Viol escape team, amazing. So they're going. They're like, all right, let's go. Then we see everyone here again. Ron May. We see all the wolves, and they're called Shadow Wolves. And then here we get some exposition from Hwaryun saying what it is. It's from Blood Fusion. We got this in the anime. I think it's pretty good. Vargarv just looks cooler when he's using it here. And here she's like, let's just run. Let's just run. Let's not even fight this shit. The anime, I think, did this pretty badly. Here, again, they look like
they actually
men.
fight some of them. Did they even fight the dogs?
They did. They were punching them. They punched them like once when they were running.
Okay, good.
Literally right here. So the wolves look okay, actually. I'm seeing them. Vargarv looks like shit as usual. When they're running, it kind of looks like Goofy. Yeah, but here they're punching them. Boom.
Okay, fine.
I think it's cooler here. I think it's
cool much
like
cooler,
but not much.
Yeah.
Not much.
I really don't feel the Horyang Novik dynamic. Yeah, although like you feel it a lot more in the manhwa, but like here it's just kind of like they're just here.
Yeah, you get more exposition. And here we see Bomb fighting as well. This is looking great. And then they're splitting up. Cool. And then Hwaryun gotta remind him, hey, we need you. You're the one. And then the robots fall down. And then, oh, look what happened. Yo, this looks so cool in the manhwa. This looks so... Like, look at everything here. Bomb's pose. Cool as shit. The bangs. Amazing. The thorn unwrapping. And then we see all this shit. We see him just slap the shit out of it. They're like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now, let's compare this, right? Let's see how this looked. Okay, Bomb looks like he has whatever aura. The Shinsu looks like it usually does, the bangs. Like, what was that? Like, I understand they had to take some liberties here, because here it's a still frame, right? They kind of don't know what it did. So they did take their liberties. I'll give them points for trying for that, but it was just really, like, I guess you could kind of see it's kind of turning on.
Yeah. In terms of accuracy, I guess they did have that scene, but it just doesn't look as good.
Yeah.
It's all right. I mean, at this point, you take what you can get, right? I
Yeah.
like the facial expressions though of Ruan Mei and whatever you call it,
What, in the anime
and
and the manhwa?
no, one up, yeah, in the manhwa. Like if you go
Okay.
up a few more, right
Yeah, they're like,
there, I really
oh,
like those. Yeah,
and look what we get here. Yeah, that's it.
yeah, that's it. It's kind of missing a little bit. Like there isn't
Again,
much
it's
shock.
they're keeping their faces very static. Like here, you can see
Mm-hmm.
Ron May's a little bit more surprised. Here, she looks just more like, oh, like she's like, oh. Here, she's like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
big difference. Here, Ron May comes down, and then she's like, oh shit, I gotta handle this. Look at Vargarv, yo. Like here, he looks like a fucking gorilla. And again, they
Mm-hmm.
always put the shadow over his eye. They make him look very demonic. In the anime, they kind of like show a little bit too much. Here, I don't think it was terrible. Here, we see the leap. Okay, they copied it. Not
Yeah,
terrible.
it's all
Not
right.
terrible,
Yeah,
but
it's all right.
more aura, obviously, in the manhwa. And then, they're like, oh, shit. So I believe in this shit, actually, they really changed. Oh, no, they didn't. Okay. I was going to say, I know he breaks through it with the love disc. Finally, one of the times where he uses the love disc in the fucking anime. So, here, they're fighting. And Quarryun's kind of shit-talking them. Like, oh, you're not really taking this seriously. And here, they make the big reveal, Reflejo beat everything, right? And then look, Hwaryun just keeps shit-talking. Oh my god. And then look, we get the big reveal that they're going to the item summoning
Yeah,
center.
it made it a much bigger reveal in the manhwa than the anime. It just kind
Yep.
of happens.
And then here, we get the
A
reveal.
little
Then they had this in the
flashback.
anime too. That he's an item and a human. So
Mm-hmm.
they're running in, blah blah blah. Also, this is the part I didn't really like. I don't think they showed this. They didn't show Bomb's side because I was like,
Nah,
oh,
they didn't show bomb
the
side.
the last thing they showed was Bomb flying, and then
Yeah,
we just get like Wangnan here, and I was like, oh, is he just calling Bomb while Bomb's on the love disc? But no, he was also in the
right.
summoning thing.
Yeah, bomb made it off screen, which
Yeah,
is a bit awkward.
yeah, but here we see they're still fighting. Oh my, like look at this shit. We're getting just a lot more shit. And then Hwaryun shit talking them. They probably are gonna show this next episode, honestly. So,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Warning ahead, slight spoilers potentially, but here, they jump off, that's how they get away. They're running away. And they think they won, right? They did it, whoopee. And Wangnan and Viol, aka Bomb, are having a nice time. Kun's there too, they're all talking. And look, uh summon who, right? I think they did this pretty well in the anime too. The fact that it was at the end was great. But look at
Mm-hmm.
this shit. Again, just more detail. We see more of his power, boom, and that's it.
That's it.
So we could literally just leave it there.
Yeah.
Either way, that's pretty much it, That's the whole
Mm-hmm.
thing. Oh shit, my bad. That's pretty much the whole thing. Again, I think it's a great place to end. How they showed it, I think, was pretty okay too. They did have the power actually. Okay. So I
Yeah.
think the anime actually
It's
did
all
this
right.
part pretty well. But overall,
Yeah.
same old as usual.
Mm-hmm.
Cheap, terrible, garbage, rushed, cut out, changed, switched, pissed on, shit on. And the worst part is a lot of the fans are okay with this because they don't even know any better. But
Mm-hmm.
either way, same as usual. Go watch the manhwa. This shit's ass. It's even harder to watch after season 1. Do you have anything else to add at the end here, Adrian?
I will admit, after doing the manhwa review, they did keep a little more than I thought, but they did still skip a lot of things, like Bomb getting to the
The
place,
Novik
the
Horyang
Novik
fights.
Horyang fights, the RAK and Yua fight was cut short, and also they skipped things with RAK fighting Beta with him
Yeah.
flying away, stuff like that. A lot of interesting details that they could have added. Um, I think another big fall is like the storytelling for this episode too, especially with the item summoning part of it, which I think was a pretty interesting reveal in terms of like
Mhm.
if you're a Tower of God like story type of guy. I think it's a pretty like smart way to get Bomb, because everyone thought that they were gonna like they all knew that they were trying to summon Bomb.
I thought it too.
Yeah,
I was like,
and the
oh
enemies knew
shit.
it as well, and they're like, okay, well, we're gonna stay stationed at the place, and they sent Arc Raptor to scope out the normal summoning place to confirm it, and it was all just
Mm-hmm.
bait to
Yep.
go to the item summoning place. But
Hwaryun is a plotter, man.
yeah, but
Hwaryun
anime
is
onlys won't
dangerous.
notice it. I mean, they might notice it, but like they won't feel the
It's
impact of it
lessened.
because it doesn't seem like it matters.
Yeah.
So
It's
yeah,
very much
I'm a bit
lessened.
upset with this episode, but you know, it is
Same
what it
old,
is.
same old. Let's just
Yeah.
hope this shit goes quick and we get through it. How many episodes are left? 4 more? Because it's
Maybe
26,
four
right?
more. Yeah, I think 26.
Because they still got to get through like two big things in my mind. But
Yeah, but at the pace they're going,
they're gonna get it. I
might be
can
a
see
little
them
less than
ending it in like
26.
25, but
I
regardless.
think so. Yeah.
Either way, anything else you want to add?
That's it for me.
All right, and that's it for me. We hope you all enjoyed. We hope you understand that the anime is garbage. But as always, tell us what you think. And if you want to have a superior product, watch our reading, read it yourself. Either way, watch us at Twitch TV Tecnics channel where we read it live like every week. And if you miss it, you can always catch the VOD on YouTube. But anyway, we hope everyone enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Yee!